This is the last day we're hunting Kentucky. Right here, right now. I'm close to a bed area. I'm 30 yards away from it. My son's sitting up in a tree stand. I got deer chasing in front of me. I'm trying to make it to my spot. I swear I've got the craziest luck. I was recording an interview and there's a doe standing right there in front of me. I know you can't see her on the video, but she's too far out. Anyway, I had to stop my little intro because I had to make a call to Mother Nature. I had to pee. Buck's chasing a doe right over there. And I have got to pee. I can't even hold it no more. So I lay my bow down. Took my whiz. And they run right up my face. And I'm peeing. I got nothing I can do. My luck sucks. Anyway, I'm going to get set up over there right where that doe was. And I'm going to settle in a tree and get my morning started. I'm fixing to make it happen quick because she just ran off up the hill. She's about 100 yards or more away from me. I'm going to go ahead and get it done now while I can.
You see just past the three clumps of trees there together, the buck standing on the right side, you can see his hind quarter. That's probably about 5 to 10 yards maybe, the other side of where my son and I were just sitting on the ground waiting for it to get daybreak. We literally just left that tree to go hang our stands up closer to the bed area, and this 130 plus class buck just waltzes right by where we were sitting on the ground. I almost had my son put his tree stand in that tree right there. He thought about it, I thought about it, and we made the mistake of trying to get little bit too close to the bed area and should have hung outside just a little bit further. These bucks a lot of times have a tendency to go a little further downwind of these does than you would normally think when they're checking. So we kind of blew that opportunity on that buck, but still had a fantastic morning. Shortly after my son got up in his tree stand, he started having activity. Hot doe come through, got him excited. I'm looking at about a 130 class buck, and I've got his attention, and I'm thinking that he's going to come my direction. He actually turned and started walking a little bit toward me, and I thought, yes sir, we're going to make it happen this morning. When they flick their tail like that, they definitely hear you. That's one good indicator that you don't really need to call anymore, or at least that's when I stopped calling. This buck turned and he's coming my direction. And unfortunately, he spotted the doe, and he's turned and going back up the hill toward her. I'm still desperately trying to get his attention, bring him my direction. I have had this work in the past, so never give up. It's very hard to find these bucks through all them limbs with that little viewfinder of mine. Now my buddies from Kentucky tell me that can call works great. He's not really responding to my voice call, so I'm going to try the can call. I really got nothing to lose. Unfortunately, nothing seems to work.
I'm definitely in the wrong tree. Two big bucks just walked right over there. They're chasing a doe. They're zigzagging all around over there, back and forth grunting. I almost thought one of them was going to come over here to me. But that doe got his attention and he turned and went the other way. Doggone it. Maybe they'll come by.
Now this half-rack buck, he did give me a shot opportunity on him, but I decided to film him instead. I just couldn't bring myself to shoot this half-rack buck, knowing that there's a 130 and a 140 chasing a doe nearby. You can clearly see that left main beam is broke right off. Unfortunately, he would have been a good shooter, and I would have took him in a heartbeat if he just had the other side. Boy, hunting the rut can be really exciting. He's just grunting and carrying on, chasing this doe, trying to cut her. She's trying to get back to the bed area, I think. He don't want her there, so he keeps cutting her like a quarter horse. Of course, it seems like all the does and the smaller bucks come within bow range. You give me great shot opportunities on them, so that's usually the way it is when you're deer hunting in the rut. The big ones keep their distance, and all the other deer will basically run right under your tree. Although I'm really wanting to shoot one of these bigger bucks, the little ones and every deer that comes by gets me excited. Every time I hear the hoof prints trotting or running or limb break, I'll snap my head around and look. All morning long I've had my head on a swivel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might be wondering why I'm grunting to this doe right here. My philosophy is if I can keep her around me a little bit longer, it ups my odds of a buck chasing her right under my stand, giving me a better chance to shoot one. No better buck bait in the world than that right there, my friends, especially during the rut. She's obviously relaxed and has no idea I'm in this world. You can see her shaking off because she just came from the riverbank side. These deer actually swim this river at ease. I mean, they don't hesitate a bit to jump across this thing and swim from one side to the other. There's crops on one side of the river, and basically directly across the river from those crops and ag fields is the bed area. So these deer venture back and forth across that river. You can catch them at all times of the day. In fact, my son said almost every deer he saw came from the river except that one big buck which came from my direction.
This has been a fantastic last day of Kentucky hunt. It's 11:30 right now. Almost from the time we got here up until about 10 minutes ago, we've had deer coming through. Got hot does in the area. I don't even know where to start. We come in here, we didn't know exactly where we was going to set up. We just knew the area. And we sat on the ground till it got daylight so we could see where to set our stands up. Both of us set up wrong, so we moved. We had my son, he's 100 yards from me on the other side of this bed area. He had one big buck come by him chasing the doe. There's two does, I think, in here that's in heat. It's a little bit confusing. We're texting back and forth. I've seen three mature bucks so far. One 25 to 130 class deer. I'm keeping my eyes peeled because these deer show up at all times of the day. A 140 plus buck, and a mature half-rack buck. The mature half-rack buck, he gave me a shot, but boy, with all these bucks chasing does in here, and the other one being a 140, both antlers, I passed on him. These deer have been 360 degrees around me. They ain't smelt me. They ain't seen me. I ain't got busted. The only time I got busted was coming in. I was still on the ground trying to find a place to sit. The doe with a buck chasing her run right up my face. The doe saw me, took off running. The buck, he never paid no attention to me. A lot of this I did not get on film because it's hard to film. point blank. It's hard to get this stuff on video. I'm in thick woods too, so it's really hard to find these deer through the brush in this little 3x2 inch viewfinder that I've got. But I try to do the best I can. It's been an awesome morning. It ain't over yet. Well, we're at the end of our hunt. Fixing to call it quits. We decided to push that briar patch. So my son went on the upwind side of the briar patch and he's zigzagging his way back through there. So far no deer have come out this side, but I had one deer behind me trying to go back into it, and she smelt me. Matthew says he's leaving a blood trail through there, that we named it appropriate when we called it the briar patch. Pay your dues, boy.
Well, it's 2 p.m. Me and my son been sitting in the stand long enough. We've had just about all we can stand. We're both getting hungry. All the deer have basically moved off downwind of us. The does, the hot does, have been pushed away by the bucks chasing them. There's not been any activity for a while. Although this turtle did get my attention, and I could hear this thing for no telling how long, but it took me forever to finally locate where the sound was coming from. So even turtles get me excited during the rut. What can I say? Guys, it's been a fantastic trip, and I think we're fixing to take ourselves back to Alabama.